They're not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their home.
It's right here over Picatinny. There was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down.
Okay, you see it? You see how it goes? See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the fuck is that, bro? Did it just get smaller? Bro, what?
Above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you...
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about it.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that that doesn't make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, looking at this, and we're taking it seriously. We
Okay, we are here, everyone. Let me know if you could hear me here solo. I sent the invite to Alien Girl. Maybe she'll hop on. Maybe we'll have someone else up on. I want to see if anyone, some people in the UFO community are like really into this, and surprisingly or not, there's like a big old contingent of people in the UFO community who are like, we should not even be talking about this, which I find extremely sketch. But yeah, lots happening. We're moving and shaking. I'm pretty sure you guys could hear me. If not, let me know. You guys are usually pretty good about letting me know if you guys can't hear me. Where to begin? So much gaslighting going on. So much craziness. So many of these vibes today.
There's no war in Ba Sing Se.
What are you talking about? Where do you think all the refugees come from? You can't hide it.
All right. So maybe, we'll start here. This was today. This was Secretary, Department of Homeland Security Secretary.
Let me calm.
Mayorkas. And this is what he had to say amidst all this, which is crazy because if you'll recall, the Department of Homeland Security committee is who held that briefing last week where the FBI was like, we have no idea who these are, the ones at the beginning of my little montage there that we played. But let's just kind of watch what he said today.
Let me calm those nerves. We have not seen anything unusual. We have not seen any unusual activity. We know of no threat. We know of no nefarious activity. I want to repeat that. We have not seen anything unusual. We know of no threat or of any nefarious activity.
This is crazy levels of gaslighting we're witnessing, guys, from the U.S. government right now. This is like absolute insanity. It literally, I'm going to play my little meme again here. It's literally this from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
There's no war in Ba Sing Se.
What are you talking about? Where do you think all the refugees come from? You can't hide it.
There is no drone invasion above America, guys. Everyone's just making stuff up. Yep. Okay.
Let me calm those nerves. We have not seen anything unusual. We have not seen any unusual activity. We know of no threat. We know of no nefarious activity. I want to repeat that. We have not seen anything unusual. We know of no threat or of any nefarious activity. And let me explain. People are reporting sightings of drones. It is very common for individuals who think they see drones to actually see small aircraft, and we have a case of mistaken identity. Also, we have 6 different people reporting what they think is a drone, and all of a sudden we have reports of 6 drone sightings. So there's some duplication. I have been in touch with Governor Murphy every day. Our experts have been in touch with the New Jersey State Police every day. What we have done is we have deployed our state-of-the-art technology. We've deployed our experts to New Jersey. That technology has not confirmed any drone sightings. In addition, it has confirmed that some reported drone sightings are in fact small aircraft. Pilots have not reported seeing drones. That's not to say that there aren't drones, flying in the air, but we have no concern at this point with respect to a threat or any nefarious activity. The reality is you can have a 15-year-old kid who buys a drone off the shelf and puts it up.
What do you guys think? Is it just a bunch of 15-year-old kids with drones? Is that what's got everyone in a hoopla? The teenagers.
In the sky. We have not seen drones turn their lights off in the dark. We have not seen drones penetrate restricted airspace. Those are 2 indicia that would give us a cause for concern. Wolf, I want to let the American people know right now that if we...
So he's lying there too, right? Because these were reported over Langley, these were reported over Lake Earth in the UK, before even any of this kind of New Jersey stuff really popped off. So this idea that they're like not... this is doublespeak. If you want to just not believe, like we've heard from a bunch of local police, local mayors, that like they can't track these things, they try and find these things. If you want to believe this guy, go for it.
Learn of any cause for concern, I will be back in this seat and explain to the American public why.
Only within the past few minutes, and I don't even know if you know this, Mr. Secretary, the President-elect Donald Trump, he just called on the Biden administration for you guys to either release any information it has about these mysterious drone sightings or shoot the drones out of the sky. How do you respond to the President-elect?
Well, first of all, the statements I've made already are the principal message that I want to communicate to the American public. We haven't seen anything unusual. We know of no threat. Secondly, we have gone to Congress repeatedly asking for more authority to counter drone activity. And we have also asked for more authority to give to the state and local officials under our supervision, because it correctly notes those authorities need to be expanded.
I want to play something another New Jersey congressman, Republican Jeff Van Drew, said about the drones over his state in New Jersey. Listen to this.
We're not being told the truth.
Look at the way his eyes go like, fuck. As soon as he's like, hey, we're going to play this clip of someone who's actually from the state, who's a congressman, totally refuting what you say. Look at his eyes as he hears.
To the state and local officials under our supervision, because it correctly notes those authorities need to be expanded.
I want to play something another New Jersey congressman, Republican Jeff Van Drew, said about the drones over his state in New Jersey. Listen to this.
We're not being told the truth. They are dealing with the American public like we're stupid. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it's about. They haven't taken one down to analyze it. They have no idea where it comes from, but they know that it's not that. I mean, that's nonsense.
Look at how uncomfortable this poor guy is, dude. You almost got a feel for him.
They do not know what they're doing. Why don't they take one of them down, analyze it, and let us know what's really happening?
What do you say to the congressman?
Well, first of all, we have experts, and he should not diminish the extent of their expertise and the extent of their dedication.
Oh, now it's like we're gonna flip it on people like that. I love that from the government. You're actually being like, basically about to be like, you're ableist for saying that they're wrong, that our lies to you are wrong. Okay.
To the well-being of the American people. These are individuals who dedicate their careers to the safety and security of the United States of America. Number one. Number two, it's not as though anyone can just take down a drone in the sky. That in and of itself would be dangerous.
Do you
but
have the
also
authority to shoot down
Our
drones?
authorities are very limited. That is precisely why we have gone to Congress to expand those authorities. Our authorities are limited by the United States Coast Guard in the maritime environment, the United States Secret Service in its protection of our national leaders, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection with respect to the border. We have various authorities that are discrete to the particular missions. We can't just shoot a drone out of the
But
sky.
do you know for sure these are drones or unmanned aircraft? What are they?
We believe that they're
Again, anyone who's telling you they're drones is low-key also gaslighting you. I know I put it in the title and shit, but like people who are like, it's a drone. We really don't know. They can't track these things. They don't know. Like, I don't know. There's weird levels of cope going around all around.
are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small aircraft and people are misidentifying them. They're very well maybe drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and buy a small drone. There are also commercial drones as well. But we know of no threat or nefarious activity. And I want to repeat, Wolf, that if we learn of any cause for concern, we will be transparent in our communication of it.
We know that some of these
They're
drones,
lying.
whether in the Middle East or Ukraine, have weapons, have missiles attached to these drones. Wouldn't it be smart to at least get a look at these drones to see if they are armed?
Wolf, there is no question that technology has advanced in the realm of drones. They can fly farther, they can fly faster, they can carry heavier payloads. Our authorities need to keep up with the technological advances. The chairman of the Homeland Security Committee in the House of Representatives, Mark Green, has argued for and advocated for that expansion of authorities. So has Congressman Pfluger. We agree with that advocacy, and we have sought increased authorities.
As you know, it's causing a lot of concern. Mr. Secretary.
I'm here to calm those concerns, Wolf, and we'll be back if there's any reason for them.
So yeah, again, I don't think has anyone even heard or seen President Biden? Was he at that game today? There's been so much going on. I literally haven't even not even on the drone things. Clearly, we have yet to hear from President Biden on these drones. Has anyone even heard or seen from him? Can we get a confirmation of life over here, please? Let's see. We're just running through the feed now, y'all. This was kind of an interesting thing. Actually, where do I want to go? Okay. Yeah. Let's just go here real quick. This is kind of interesting from Steve Bannon, who's in Trump's camp, right? What's Trump up to? We already heard him say that Trump wants to shoot him down. Oh, we got a super chat from Bold Gambit. We have a top man working on it. Exactly. Very sketch, very contradictory. Here's what Steve Bannon, Trump's friend, kind of had to say about this. That was kind of making the rounds today. That was kind of interesting.
One of the reasons we haven't done a lot on the drone thing is not that we're not worried about it and spend a lot of time and talking to people. I can't really come out and say and kind of frame it except to say, hey, there's something highly unusual going on. And I know that because Donald John Trump gets the presidential intelligence briefing every day. And he just put out, your government knows what's going on, but they're being quiet. That's kind of on a Friday afternoon.
Your government knows what's going on, but they're being quiet about it. What do you think the government knows what's going on? This was a kind of interesting thing from Lou Elizondo that's maybe kind of on the same kind of path as that. Let's watch this real quick. This was from Lou Elizondo, the controversial man at the head of all this UFO stuff lately. Okay. Here's him on the Good Trouble show, friend of the show, LOL. Okay, here we go.
What are we dealing with now? Is it possible there are drones? Maybe they're not foreign adversarial. Maybe there are drones. Maybe someone like Department of Energy is borrowing these drones from another government agency because, maybe hypothetically, maybe there's a threat. Maybe some rogue nation was able to put something really bad here, some sort of WMD here in the continental United States. Maybe, we don't want to scare the public. Maybe you don't want to panic the public. And so what do? We put out these drones with sniffers and, try to find something maybe that's hopefully not there. Is that a possibility? Sure. And then you've got the other possibility where some of these folks are saying, look, these things are popping up instantly into the
on that, because I think that's what isn't that what Project Unity Jay said he was hearing too? There's some people, and honestly, I don't know what these things are, so I'm totally open to this being government stuff like that. But there's some people floating the idea that these are U.S. government drones searching for some kind of nuke or something like that, doing some kind of high level surveillance, trying to figure out if there's a nuke or something in New Jersey. But that's the thing, guys. At this point now, these things have been seen. Let's go through the list. We got obviously New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire. I've seen Arizona. There's been more recent stuff with Arizona, Oregon, California, Minnesota. I think Tennessee. I think those are the main ones. Oh no, Florida too. So I just counted out, I think 9 states where there's been credible reports, and even like it's not just New Jersey. So whatever these things are, they're looking for a nuke. I honestly think at this point this is cope, to be honest. But let's play a little more.
The sky, they're communicating with each other, then one flying off at a great speed. If that's the case, then are we dealing with potentially a UAP issue initially, and then the government's response is to send up a bunch of drones? In the old days, we'd send up a helicopter or two, but you can't really cover a lot of ground in a single helicopter. It makes more sense to have 5 or 6 drones on the ready. You don't have to call a pilot to come in out of bed and get into a helicopter. You just press the red button, and these things go to their prearranged areas, and they start scanning the area.
Yeah, there you go, guys. You got it. There's Papa Lou, LOL. Lou Crew. Oh, we got $5 from Estimate Situation. Working at the moment. If I can drop in later, take this 5 bill of shame. Don't worry, Estimate. Thank you for the $5. We're going to be doing this probably every day until stuff dies down, and even during the day too. Maybe we'll play that coming up here. I've been trying to get witness testimonies of people online. So if they just post their video on Twitter, I'm like, hey, yo, let's do a quick 15-minute space. We did a great one today with Omer that I think we'll listen to here. Because, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Even if it is some government psyop, which I'm kind of open to it, although that's looking less likely to me as the days go on, we still, I think, got to get all these testimonies of people actually seeing the stuff. And I'm kind of disappointed, bro, and honestly kind of sus at the amount of people within the quote-unquote UFO community who are acting like we shouldn't talk about this, don't even interview witnesses, don't even this is the most flappy of a flap we have seen in a minute in this country. Let me see, just to kind of let's do a little walk down memory lane of it. Let's do that. That's something you'll get here that you won't get at any other drone thing, is kind of this historical comparison that we're able to do. Here's a video from from my UFOs and Science documentary, and the beginning of it. I think I played this the first night with Estimate, but let's just play it again too. So much of what we're seeing is similar. This is and it starts off with the 1966 wave over Michigan. Let's watch that.
In the village of Dexter, received a call from the sheriff's department, stated that an unidentified object had been sighted out off the McGinnis Road at Frank Manor Farm.
Well, we got to the Frank Manor Farm, and he met Mr. Manners. He took us around to the side porch, which overlooks the swamp, where Officer Lee and I got out the binoculars and looked down to the swamp. We saw this object down in the swamp.
The object looked like a pair of headlights, except it was spread farther out.
The deputies went off to the east. Officer Lee and I went to the west. Searching around, we came to the higher ridge. We came up on this higher ridge, and we played our flashlight down where the object was.
Apparently it seen your lights, the flashlight, and it went out just like that.
At that point, we heard this sound, this like electronic sound take off, and it sounded like it shot up into the air.
Or the top of the house sounded like you'd been in a big tunnel and shot a high-powered rifle off and singing that bullet to a terrific speed. High freaking, real high freaking.
Following a wave of UFO reports in Michigan in 1966, Project Blue Book scientific advisor Dr. J. Allen Hynek was called upon to investigate the sightings and calm the public. Dr. Hynek was unable to come up with an explanation for the sightings. With no time to spare, Dr. Hynek would come up with an explanation that would live in infamy.
That I emphasize in conclusion that I cannot prove in a court of law that marsh gas is the full explanation of these sightings. But it does appear to me extremely likely.
The marsh gas explanation angered many in the area.
They were seeing disc-shaped
Yeah, and so I was muted there for a second. What I was saying was think about how many things like what we're witnessing in this little montage ring are resonant with what we're seeing today, right? We already have like the government lying. They're not saying what we are seeing. The lights going out. It's happened before. Yeah.
It does appear to me extremely likely.
The marsh gas explanation angered many in the area.
They were seeing disc-shaped objects, several disc-shaped objects, flying in formations and flying all around the sky. So this explanation makes no sense at all to us.
Dr. Hynek did not talk to me. He did come out to the area, and I guess he inspected it, but he didn't find anything. And he didn't talk to me anymore after that.
The swamp gas, there is swamp gas. I don't know. I've never seen none right in this vicinity, but as far as it going 2,000 feet in the air, and other people have seen it that high, that they just got to come up with something better than that.
Calls for a further inquiry were made by local Congressman J. Edward Roosh.
People want to know what a UFO is, and therefore, any chance that we have to learn, we should take advantage of it. When you tell an American, I can't explain it, he wants to know, why can't you explain it? Why doesn't someone explain it? I want someone to explain it.
And future president and local congressman Gerald Ford would also speak on the UFOs and call for a congressional inquiry.
House Minority Leader Gerald Ford said this today.
The Congress should investigate the rash of reported sightings of unidentified flying objects in southern Michigan and other parts of the country.
All right, so yeah, I just want to show you guys, the historical context is really important. There's a fair amount of people in this discussion who do not have any idea of the historical context of some of this stuff. Okay, where did I want to go next? So yeah, this is a mayor, or not a mayor, sorry. This is a congresswoman in New York. I'm gonna have this name down by the end of this whole flap. Maliotakis. This is what she had to say amidst all this kind of downplaying by the government.
What is happening is outrageous. Thousands of drones and unmanned aerial systems flying above us, and our government is not telling us who's operating them and for what purpose. I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are. And what I'm asking, and what we're all asking, is for you to be straight with us and just tell us what is going on. As Vito says, this is creating havoc. People are confused, they're concerned, they have anxiety, they don't know what's going on. There's all sorts of theories that are out there. And the best way to address this is to just be honest and tell the American people.
Yeah, so thousands. And again, guys, they're gaslighting so hardcore right now. Real quick, I've got the super chat from Beats and Meats, $20. Thank you, sir. I heard a weird take. Check out HR 86110, Counter UAS Authority Security Safety and Authorization Act 24, and how it relates to the Smith-Mundt Act of 2013, which forbids the government from broadcasting propaganda. Huh. Interesting. Post some more info about that. That's interesting. I do know that second thing he's mentioning, Smith-Mundt Act, is like all about propaganda. Yeah, people always call back to that when stuff's going kind of crazy. Yeah. So shouts out Congresswoman Maliotakis. Where do you want to go next? Let me see. Okay, so I've been doing the online ufologist thing, guys, during this flap. So I did do a witness testimony with another person named Omer, who's out in New Jersey. I think, why don't we just, I don't know if we'll listen to the whole thing, but I think we might as well listen to some of it. Because, it's important to get these witness testimonies. And he says some actually really interesting things. He says and again, guys, I was telling you this, like in Colares, he says that the UFO beamed a light at him and it had some kind of interference with his electronics when that happened. He also said, which we'll show here, another video where he says because he works at a smoke shop, so that was really helpful. He was able to give us some like testimony of people coming in and out, that people are reporting these drones emitting a white mist towards the ground, which is, there was already a separate video, and I hadn't talked to him about a separate video. And you'll see here, when we look at the video together, he's like, yeah, that's what was described to me. So let's just watch this a little bit.
No way.
So it starts off with a
No
video he
fucking
did,
way.
he did. Yeah.
What is it doing right now? The fuck is it doing right now? Yo, what is that? What the fuck? Yo, this is nuts. This is fucking nuts. What the fuck? It's going up. Yo, look. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, look at that one. Yo, they're all in the sky. There's like 1, 2, 3. Look, where the fuck is it going? Another one. There's another one coming. This one's really loud. This one's really loud.
That one does look like a plane, but those other ones do not.
A bunch of people
And
posting
here's the
really interesting
video.
videos. I thought it'd be beneficial for the historical record to collect some of these testimonies. We got Omer already here. I'm gonna try and put the people who should be showing up today. There's stuff in the nest and in the thread, so people can like follow with us as we walk through it. How's it going, Omer?
How's it going, man? What's up, Red? How are you, man?
Good, dude. How are you? What are you thinking?
Oh man, it's these past few days. It's just hectic. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So yeah, since you're here, let's just run through it then. So you're in New Jersey, and tell us what you saw and what the vibe. Tell us everything. When you first heard about it, when you saw one yourself, the whole spiel.
Mid-November, I was sleeping. I heard like some sounds above my house. I'm thinking it's construction. I never thought about it. And then I read up about that guy, Chris, that predicted the invasion. I don't know, you know the guy, right?
Yeah,
December 3rd?
Cliff High.
Yes. And I started connecting the dots, and then I just started seeing them every day. I literally would look at my house. Literally yesterday, my mom, me, we saw maybe 60 of them, 70 of them. And my friend across town, we like geolocate each one. We see which ones passed in my house. Some of them closed their lights. Some of them beamed the lights at me. Like there's like
Some
a
of them
white
beamed
light.
their lights at you, the drone.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was just like it was like a craft. It looks like a drone, and then like the white light, it looks like a spotlight, and it just aimed it right at me. And then the spotlight turned off.
Where were you, in your room or outside?
In my kitchen window. That's where I took that video.
Oh, so the video up in the nest is filmed from your kitchen window?
Yes. And every night I see them. Literally, my mom's seeing them right now. I just talked to her. She sees them right now. And my
Wow.
smoke shop, by the way, I have a smoke shop. Maybe if some customer comes, I'll have to
Yeah,
take care of
okay.
them. But yeah. Yep.
So this is the window you saw, and you saw a drone, basically like what you see in the video, but it just got closer to you and it beamed a light at you.
Same distance. Same distance. It was a really bright light aimed it right at me. It's crazy.
Did you feel anything? Like, did the light have any kind of heat or anything like that?
No, I didn't. But the friend that was across town that I was talking to, my phone's cellular connection was like glitchy. I don't know how to explain to you. Kind of, I had to reset my you know how you turn off your cellular on and off? I had to do that.
Wow. So, and this is like, it kind of corresponded with the light?
Yes.
So is it safe to maybe assume that maybe the light is what did that to your phone or the connection or whatever, was interfering somehow with your electronics?
Maybe. I don't believe in coincidences. Maybe. I don't know. My phone doesn't usually like act like that.
Any other interesting stories you're hearing around town or anything like that? What's the general vibe like where you are, and what part of New Jersey are you in?
I'm in Clifton, New Jersey, and my friend's a cop. He's a Clifton cop, and I spoke to him 2 days ago. He's like, Omar, these are not drones. I was like, what? He's like, these things are not drones. He's like, these things are something else. And it's coming from a cop.
Yeah, so what else has he said? And because I've seen videos of cops out there they're sending up their own drones. They're saying what they can't trace them. They go dark. They don't have a frequency that's
Yes,
like
yes,
known.
yes. He told me he's getting 911 calls every 10 minutes, nonstop. Nonstop.
What does he think they are, if he had to guess?
I don't know. He just said there's something else. That's all he told me. And I'm assuming it's something else. I don't know. It's really weird, man. And I have where my smoke shop is. It's in Richfield, New Jersey. I have customers telling me. Literally, I had a customer of mine. She says she sees some of them dropping some stuff out of them. She said she saw
What did
like
she describe they're dropping?
like a white mist thing. She said she saw that. She saw like a white mist coming out of them. Seven in a row.
I'm gonna put a video up in the nest of someone who reported something similar, and let me know if it kind of sounds like what she's describing. And it looks like, yeah, like these drones things we're seeing with like a white mist dust just.
So yeah, real quick, I don't think he had seen this video before he brought this up to me, right? So this is a separate data point of something very similar. These drones emitting a white mist. So let's continue along here.
Kind of shooting towards the ground.
Yes.
Look at this motherfucker. Look at him spraying. Look at that. Look at that. He is spraying the sky again. Bro, this is fucking crazy, man. Look at this guy. They're spraying the skies. Look, he just sprayed that. This guy. This guy just sprayed that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Can you tell us more about what she said or where she was when she saw it?
She's in Richfield, and her sister has 7 drones, like professional drones. And she told her to set it up, and something in her updates, and the drones are not working on her sister's drones. She told me that.
Wow. And then where was she when she saw the mist?
Richfield.
Phenomenon?
Richfield is literally my town is across New York City. So Edgewater, and then there's the George Washington Bridge. I'm literally across New York City. And she said she saw those. Yeah, yeah. And my friend's a Richfield cop. Last night he calls me. He's like, there's an H Mart down my smoke shop. He's like, he's a cop too, and he's like, they're above them, the drones or whatever. They're above the cop.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people too on Twitter, obviously, and on here too, people saying, "Oh, those are just contrails from the plane." I don't know, man. Let's look at the guy shows there's all these ones right around this guy's neighborhood. I mean, I don't know. I personally think it's cope to think that that's a contrail, but maybe you guys will be right. Who knows?
There's like 10 of them above that guy's neighborhood, and one of them to me clearly looks like it's.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we might that might be there for now. You go watch the full testimony on my backup channel where I've been putting a lot of this like archival stuff. What do you want to go to next? And if anyone has anything they want me to read or something, let me know. Somebody was saying stuff about there's a remote viewing prediction, which honestly I'm kind of down to watch. Why not? If anyone wants to send me that, I saw people commenting about it, but I haven't really seen which one they're specifically talking about. Or if anyone in the live chat wants to tell me like what to type in on YouTube to find that, I'm curious. Why not? Next on our list, where should we go? Give me one moment. Actually, I'll let this play a little bit while I look.
Playing a mist thing.
Yeah.
Oh. House pissed a lot of people off, and then this just came out today. This is from Department of Homeland Security Secretary. This is what he had to say about the whole thing. Let's see. Oh shoot! Wait, give me one moment. I have my audio doing it live. Okay, here we go.
Let me calm those nerves. We have not seen anything unusual. We have not seen any unusual activity. We know of no threat. We know of no nefarious activity. I want to repeat that. We have not seen anything unusual. We know of no threat or of any nefarious activity. And let me explain. People are reporting sightings of drones. It is very common for individuals whose think they see drones to actually see small aircraft, and we have a case of mistaken identity. Also, we have 6 different people reporting what they think is a drone, and all of a sudden we have reports of 6 drone sightings. So there's some duplication.
So that was just today, yeah. So doubling down on the whole like nothing to see here. What are your thoughts as a New Jersey resident when you hear your government saying that?
Ridiculous. I don't, no, not at all, man. I don't like that at all. Everybody here is uneasy. I could just, my family's uneasy. My everybody I see, my customers are uneasy. They're all talking about the UFOs. Like, this is not normal. It's not.
It's not normal. The doublespeak from the government is so classic Blue Book era. You almost like Estimate was here the other day, and it's like, yeah, it's just classic. It's so bad that even Neil deGrasse Tyson, guys, even Neil deGrasse Tyson is like kind of shocked by what's going on. Let's hear what the debunker in chief had to say about all this stuff going on.
Great to have you. I mean, hearing those lawmakers.
And shouts out Omer. Great sport. Great. That's about probably the second one I did. Well, I didn't really do the first one with Kevin. So that was the first one I did. I'm going to be trying to do those 15 minutes or so. If you've seen something, you got a good video, hit me up on Twitter. We'll schedule a time we could get your testimony in. I think it's important to do that as this is all happening. Thank you. Let's continue along here.
There. I thought one of them raised a good point. If you don't know what it is, how can you tell us what it's not? I mean, what is your take on what we've been seeing pop up over New Jersey?
First, I agree with the sentiment that if people cannot identify what they are, you're in no position to say whether they are or are not a threat. So I don't get what it means when they say, "Oh, don't worry about it. We don't know what it is, but don't worry about it." But I can tell you this, yeah, if I can't claim to know the motives of aliens, but just being an earthling, but of all the places to show up on Earth, they pick New Jersey. It'd be odd for me to wonder what the aliens. Oh, offense to New Jersey. I'm just saying, there's the whole Earth they could have visited. So yeah, it's a mystery. And by the way, drones are more available to people than ever before. So maybe this is just the new normal. And Jersey is getting the first taste of it. But
don't like hearing Neil deGrasse Tyson say this is the new normal. Okay, sorry.
I'm a little disappointed that given that we have a nearly $1 trillion budget for the Pentagon, that nobody knows what these things are. Now I'm worried about national security.
One, I gotta say for the people from New Jersey who are watching that, I'm gonna get some complaints from Phil Murphy and others about that comment saying New Jersey is a great place for Martians to visit.
Great place except for the taxes. Yeah, okay, apparently. Yeah.
I would send them to Alabama, but our football team's not doing so well this year. But honestly, on this, and your point there about the Pentagon is a good one, because we heard from John Kirby today. He used to be at the Pentagon, and he said it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully. But there is such a heightened sense of public concern that what we are hearing, and this has been going on for days now, it's not making anyone feel any better about it.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a sensitivity or an awareness factor for lights in the sky, especially after a year and a half of congressional testimony of people declaring that we're being visited. So if this gets people to look up, I'll take it. Right? As an astrophysicist, my sign off to my podcast is keep looking up. And if looking up means you're more aware of what's in the sky, and if that can be helpful to lawmakers, to the Pentagon, then let's keep doing it. In fact, there was a committee set up by NASA to help the Pentagon and lawmakers be a clearinghouse for people's observations of things they don't understand by using their smartphone, which has all manner of metadata related to how you use it. And so this would be an ideal case for everyone to whip out their smartphones, get data, and see what we can make of it. Friend or foe.
That's interesting because you
kind of sounding like open to that. This is NHI. I'm just going to throw that for Neil, right? For Neil to be saying these things. I don't know, man. I got a minute left on this. Let's see what else it says.
Keep looking up. It's good when people are involved and interested. And we have seen such a new kind of rise in engagement with science and people wanting to look things up, whether it's vaccines or what's happening in the skies. But my producer, Michael, made a good point that a lot of that, when we're seeing that, it's not just always renewed engagement. It's also being paired with a growing distrust of people like you who do what you do for a living, who back things up with data and facts and science. People don't always trust it if it doesn't confirm, their suspicions of something.
Yeah, this is a problem going forward. It's the loss of people's trust in experts. I mean, let's put it just out there in that way. And that's odd, because if something happens to the plumbing in your house, are you going to say, I'll fix it? Or do you call an expert, right? Just ask yourself all the ways that you've engaged experts in your life. And then all of a sudden you have access to the internet and you say, well, I'm not going to trust experts. I'm going to trust my own research. That could have ultimately lethal consequences if you're making decisions that affect your health and well-being.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I always trust the plumbers on that. I'm never trying to do anything myself. Niel, Degrasse, Tyson, it has been a joy to have you on. Congrats on the new book out. Merlin's Tour of the Universe. It is out now, and I encourage everyone to read it. Thank you.
All right, now let's go next here. We got Senator Kirstin Gillibrand, who's been big on the UFO thing for a few years now. Here's what she had to say at extended interview on MSNBC last night.
The FBI and the Homeland Security Department to brief Congress. What do we know so far? What do you know about the drones that you can share?
Well, Andrea, we know very little about these drones, which is the problem. We don't know who is sending them, who's controlling them, whether they are spying, whether they are sighting targets for future action. We have no idea the purpose of these drones, who's controlling them, and whether they are putting the American people at risk.
The Pentagon has denied a claim made by a Republican New Jersey congressman that, quote, an Iranian mothership is behind these drones. That does seem a little far-fetched.
That we got to hit that meme too, because that really did happen in this whole thing. Was a congressman said Iran was behind this and they have a mothership.
Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones. It's everything that we can see or hear.
And not just did he say that, he's still standing by that, guys. By the way, the congressman who said that, I forget what state he's from, or if he's a senator or congressman, he's still standing by that. He still has his tweet up. And not just that, Anna Paulina Luna, UFO advocate from Florida, she's also seems to be weirdly siding with that this is an Iranian thing. She hasn't overtly said it, but she said like people need to put respect on so-and-so's name, the first guy. So very weird.
Does ease your concerns that they say that there's nothing to that?
Well, I wouldn't say that either, Andrea. We've had drone incursions over Langley for 2 weeks in a row and did not see them coming, did not know where they were from and who was operating them. They're using technology in some of these instances that are unfamiliar. The size of these drones are unusual. It's a size that is not commercially available, or at least readily commercially available. So there's a lot of questions about these UAS. It's important that we look at the laws, because right now some of them are flying over airspace above homes, above schools, above communities, and there's no direct law that denies them to do that. So we need to look at our laws. We need to reform them. We should be able to know their purview, who's controlling them at all times. If it's a foreign adversary flying over places throughout the United States, is illegal. It is something that we can do something about. I'm working with Senator Cotton right now on legislation that when these drone incursions take place over military bases or nuclear sites or sensitive areas, that the DoD will have the authority to take them down. My letter to the FAA and to Homeland Security and to the FBI is asking, what are you doing? Are you going to follow the drones to find out where they're coming from? If there are ships off the coast that are launching these drones, we need to know who is controlling those ships, whether they're foreign adversaries. We know, Andrea, that Iran, that China, that Russia have extremely sophisticated drone capabilities. We've seen drones used as a weapon of war in Ukraine. And so these are the reasons why I have high concerns and I'm quite dissatisfied by the response by Homeland Security, FBI, and FAA to my request that we need to have answers. They need to know where these drones are coming from. And we cannot simply say, well, they're not causing any harm. Well, do we know that? What are they doing? And who's sending them?
Well, now you have given me a lot of information.
Remind you too, not only I'm pretty sure she sits on the Senate Intelligence Committee, so she's getting of like what a senator could get, because not every senator has access to like everything that's out there. It's usually based on your committees or what you're doing, you know? So she's got access to more data than most other senators. Just keep that in mind. And also she's from New York. This is her state.
Here. So I should roll back my skepticism about that.
Yeah.
But do you really think that there could be an Iranian mothership that close off the coast of the U.S., the Atlantic coast, let's say, to launch something
There's
that
reason
would go
to
over
believe.
Langley?
Yeah, there's reason to believe that drone incursions that have happened over many months, over the last few years, at different places in the United States, could have been launched from ships. Particularly if you look at the drone incursions we've seen in Virginia, the drone incursions at Langley, the drone incursions around places that are easily accessible by sea. They need to be launched from somewhere. And so if it's a foreign adversary, a ship might be a very convenient place to launch a drone from. That's why you have to look at these questions. We don't have any evidence of a specific Iranian ship. The DoD has said they don't have any evidence of a specific
All the different people saying this stuff.
Iranian ship, but we don't have any evidence that they didn't come from a ship. And then we don't know who's building them and who's flying them, and we don't know their purpose. So as someone who sits on the Intelligence Committee and Armed Services Committee, that causes me grave concern, because as we know with the Chinese spy balloon, our adversaries have been using our airspace, the lack of regulation in these airspaces, to gather intelligence against us. And because we know that is true, we have to therefore look at any of these drone incursions and ask the simple questions: whose are they and why are they there?
Are you assuming that they are unmanned, or do you think it's possible that they could even be manned drones?
These are, I believe, are unmanned. It seems to be unmanned, although the size is unusual. And the size
That's why I'm asking.
reported. Yeah, the size reported of the drones over Langley were also quite large, but they are being identified as drones, as unmanned aerial systems. So we still believe they're unmanned. But as you know, because you cover war, the drones used in Ukraine have been able to deliver lethal munitions. They're used as a weapon. They're used in many contexts. And they certainly can be used as spycraft, where they gather intelligence, getting signals intelligence, getting reception from cell phone, other digital communications. We know this is feasible, and with the size of the drone, they could carry any payload they wanted to carry, any kind of weapon they would need to carry. So these are questions we should be asking. We should not be looking at these in the way we would look at a kite or a balloon. These are drones, unmanned aerial systems that have been used as weapons of war around the globe. We have adversaries who have high levels of
So yeah, there's that. Here's a report from a New Jersey state senator who saw one himself. Let's watch this, because yeah, it's like it's so Colares vibes. Like so many people are seeing these things.
No, I can promise you that what I saw was not an actual aircraft. It hovered almost directly above me. It's hard to judge the size of it because it was at least 12 to 1,500 square feet, almost directly above me. But and it was hovering. It wasn't going left, right. It wasn't an airplane that has that type of capability to just hover and stay where it was. Neil.
So, Senator, you have the Pentagon saying, ruling out a lot of things, saying that it's not operated by the military, it's not coming from a foreign country or adversary, but by the same token, not saying then what it might be, but very quick to say what it can't be. What did you make of that?
Well, first, I think the American public has the right to hypothesize. After 1 month, we haven't gotten any answers. Sure. So could it be a Iranian drone and coming off a mothership? Maybe. My personal feelings, there's so many, they're so complex. The electronics and things behind it is so intricate that it's got to be government related. Whether it's our government or another government, honestly, I just don't know. But the American public deserves answers to that.
Ah, there we go, guys. Let's go over to the Red Panda Koala backup channel, which everyone should go subscribe to. It's where I'm putting all the like little clips of all this stuff as it goes through. You know, got my interview with Omer there, the little snippets there. Let's go through some of the little shorts that I've kind of uploaded in there since our last stream last night. We could just kind of talk about it. Now, people People are, again, there's an excuse for everything right now. People are saying that these are just planes.
telling you.
I don't know. Let's just watch the video together. I know. I wish we could make it bigger. Let's see. That's pretty much as big as I think we're going to be able to get it. Let's just watch this. Do you guys think this is planes? Listen to the witness testimony, and then I'll read. Actually, maybe I'll read first. I'll read first what this person who posted this said. This was initially posted to TikTok by a user named Ryan Birch. He says, description, filmed on December 13th, 2024 at approximately 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time from the top level of the Union Station parking garage. Observed from this location for 5 minutes, during which the light source remained almost entirely stationary. A formation of potential drones was seen hovering stationary near the U.S. Capitol building. The drones alternated colors and were noticeably brighter than the other aircraft visible in the sky during the video. So he's already saying, like, because we were like, those are just planes, bro. He's like, the guy who posted it says, like, I see what planes are, and I think he even points to some planes. I don't know. I contacted the United States Capitol Police Public Information Office for further information and left a voicemail. I'll provide an update once I receive a response. So let's just watch this. You guys let me know. The guy who filmed it claims that these aren't planes. We'll see.
I'm telling you, they're not moving. They're staying stationary. They're hovering.
They kind of look wide too.
Look at the lights changing.
It is moving.
No, it's not.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but they're not moving. That's an airplane. Hang on.
Which one? The one closest to the Capitol building?
Hang on, let me zoom that a little bit. Yeah, that's an airplane.
But the one in the middle, that one.
That's an airplane. You can see it moving.
Yeah.
The one to the right, or over here,
The one behind the Capitol building is not an airplane.
or over here. That's an airplane. Okay.
Yeah, over there is, but look at
Yeah,
that one.
and I'm saying, like, when you look to the left of the Capitol,
That one's
those are not moving.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. They're here.
Can we go back in the car?
They're here, Ella.
So I don't know. What does chat think? Are these airplanes? Are the people there misidentifying? Because that's definitely going to be happening. There's definitely going to be people misidentifying stuff. But let me know. UFO says 1950 DC UFOs are back, baby. Yeah. Well, we'll see what do we got next on this one. Okay, so yeah, this was recorded in December 31st, 2021 in Nevada, but somebody was saying it looked like something someone else had posted, so that might as well worth watching it.
The fuck is this? In the sky right now, bro. What the fuck is that thing?
Started because this clip went kind of hella viral from ABC News out in New Jersey, and everyone's like, that's just bokeh, that's just a lighting effect. We'll just watch real quick, and then we could all kind of react to it together.
Bill and Sandra, when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham. No idea what it is.
No doubt there's definitely times I've seen stuff where it's like, that looks like that, but I don't know, guys. I'm kind of leaning towards that actually being the case. We'll see, though. I'm, like, again, down to be misproven, but I would love to get some follow-up from those people. Let me say, I kind of want to show you this other video real quick that I could pull up. That was a really good video, I thought, that kind of corroborated that. It seems like these things, and that kind of looks like what the Bledsoe see. I don't know. Kind of running with the theory that these things are like, some of them at least are like plasma energy balls. And yeah, I'm trying to find, there's one video where a guy like filmed. Oh yeah, here we go. I think this is it. Okay.
I try to zoom in with my camera all the way up to the drone. This is what I get. It has a round, like, shield around it. Fucking nuts. Look, right? That's zoomed in, 100, 208. And I'll show you the drone right now. Up in the sky. All the way over there. Time. I try to zoom in.
No, do not know. I guess we'll just continue back over here. Let's go to what do we got next? Okay, yeah. So here's a drone filmed in Connecticut. I believe also yesterday. Trying to interview this witness too. What else we got here?
Bro, you gotta be kidding me. Don't tell me I'm sitting here on this ferry and I see a slave going by. No way.
Oh, Santa.
No. Yo. It's raining.
All right. Oh, this is the one. This is the one that.
No fucking way.
Oh, here's one. Here's one from our friend Ashley, who actually filmed they filmed the Arizona UFO that went viral like right before all this popped off in like the end of November. Tupa Copper did a great space with her boyfriend, I think her brother. There's a few people who saw with them. They did a great space. I'm trying to get them back because last night she filmed this, and this is a pretty wild looking video, yo. Watch one more time. What do you think? What do you guys think that is, dude? This is crazy. And again, the people seem very genuine. You know, I was in that first space with them. Yeah, and this is in Arizona. Arizona. Yes, Indrid Cold said the one with that dude in the car that was freaking out in front of his kids. Yeah, I think I do have their other. Let me see if I could pull up the other one they filmed a few weeks ago. That'll should give some good continuity. Yeah, here we go. Here's this one. So they filmed this one.
Around it.
They filmed this one about 2 weeks ago, I think, and they just filmed another one last night over the same area. So let's watch this one.
They're absorbing around it. I know, Ala.
Where? The one that's...
Bro, I'm telling you, that shit. There was a
This is in Bullhead, Arizona.
shit ton of fucking lights right now lit up. It's just fucking hovering there.
The white thing on the top? The white dog?
There's no fucking way, bro.
No. I'm not scared, but that's crazy though.
It's just there, bro.
Funky
What
kid.
is it, Daddy?
It's getting brighter.
I'm not scared, but that's crazy though. Hey, real talk. That's real talk. Yeah.
Hold it, yeah. I don't see it though.
You guys don't see what I see on my camera because it's so zoomed.
Bro, you still on the phone? Oh shit, they came back. Look at bro.
The debunkers in the community were like, "Those are people camping on a thing." Okay, maybe no.
They're coming back. The lights are coming back.
There's three. The three aliens.
In front of me, bro. Right in front of us.
Three aliens.
Look. Oh, the other light's turning on.
Oh no. We're so big.
Oh, there's the other lights. What the fuck, bro?
Ala, it's okay.
It's gone. No, it's still there. It's still there.
It's hiding in the clouds. I'm
It is in
zooming
the clouds.
in.
That's what my brother said. In the clouds. In the clouds.
Yes, I'm zooming in, babe. I can see the saucers in my zoom.
I know I can see it.
You can see it, Zaid, huh?
So yeah, that's the couple, and they just filmed another one last night in Arizona. And I think the one they filmed last night honestly looks even like crazier. Well, no, they both honestly look equally crazy. Let's pull up the one from last night again too. But like this one, like guys, this is not normal. I know. Honestly, at this point, I think like that this is like a totally a US psyop is kind of cope, and like hoping that there's like a sense of control within like something you recognize. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Look at that thing. What is that thing? And I wish there was a way to show these vertical videos better on StreamYard, but yeah, look at the way it's just kind of like pointed down. Can you see my thing? Yeah, it's just kind of like an angled down like craft. If anyone can find me some good debunk of this, please send it, but I don't know. So yeah, and I think they've already agreed to do another little interview space about this. Hopefully we'll get some good testimony maybe for tomorrow's stream. That'll be ready. What do we want to do next? Oh, I wanted to do this too. This was amazing. This was a News Nation reporter, and shouts out News Nation. They've been killing it, I think. Shouts out Thomas Fessler and Disclosure Tonight team. They've also, I think, been doing a great job covering all this stuff, keeping the people informed, because the government is like hella fucking lying to us right now, guys. This is crazy levels of gaslighting from the government. All right, so now we got News Nation reporter Rich McHugh, who, if you guys recall, he was the one who filmed the interview with that one mayor, I believe, no, state assemblyman, where he was like, the state assemblyman walked out. Maybe I could pull that up for you guys here real quick, because I do have that. That's why it's kind of convenient to just post all this stuff on Twitter. It helps. It makes it easy to kind of keep track of all this stuff. If not, I have it on my backup channel. Give me one moment, just so you could kind of see, like, he started out as like a reporter, and now he's like kind of shell shocked, and like everyone's having ontological shock, guys. It is what it is. Let me see. Let me just show you guys. So you guys could see. He was the one who filmed. I'm going to learn the names of all these people by the end of it. That one mayor, state assemblyman who walked out. Here we go. This guy.
You were here today. You were just inside. You walked out. Why?
I walked out because it was worthless. It was the biggest amateur hour presentation I've ever seen about anything. Okay, it was ridiculous. There were no answers. Every question that was asked by a member of the state legislature, great questions, no answers, no resolution. They don't know where the drones are coming from. They don't know who's doing it. They don't know why they're doing it, but they say there's no credible threat. It was annoying to be there. I drove 2 hours to be here today, spent an hour in there. I got to drive 2 hours back. The biggest waste of 5 hours in my entire life.
So why do you think they called this meeting?
No idea. Why would you call a meeting to tell people you don't know anything? I have no idea. And then when the legislators would ask questions, there were no answers. Here's the most frustrating part.
All right. So yeah. So Rich McClough, I believe is how you say his name. You know, he was the guy filming that interview. And again, guys, so much has happened. This was only like 2 days ago. This already feels like like 2 weeks ago. But this was just 2 days ago, guys. Okay, let's go to. He had a sighting now. And now he's all shook up. Let's watch it.
Back home, I got a tip. Monmouth County. They're spotting them in Monmouth County. That's where I live. So I raced up here, and I tried to figure out where the picture was that somebody sent me. And sure enough, I saw one. So I trailed it to a neighborhood, a dead-end street, and I got out of my car and I took my phone out with my iPhone, and I couldn't really capture it, but I was staring literally at this drone 200 feet above me, maybe. I called our photographer, Nick, and I said, get up here as soon as you possibly can. Meet me at this location, etc. I tracked a few more to the location where we are right now, over a body of water behind us. And I got to say, Brian, over the next 2 hours, we saw dozens and dozens of these things, and they look like nothing you've ever seen before. I'm not even sure I'm right in calling them a drone. You know, they looked like they were fixed wing aircraft. They had multiple, blinking lights. They did not look anything like a plane, because there's plenty of planes flying overhead. Like tonight, they're not here. We're seeing just planes. Last night was totally different. They look creepy, and they move at a different pace. We tried to even follow a couple. They went off in the distance and disappeared. It's completely rewired my brain on this topic, and I'm a believer, and we need answers. And we don't have answers, and we need someone to step up and say, here is what's going on. Because otherwise, like, we're heading down this path in New Jersey and these states where people are just going to take this into their own hands.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your video right now. We have it in the middle of the screen. I know it's tough at night when you're using your iPhone and it's pitch black. You said you were near the water, but so it's kind of hard to see. But you know, we've heard these reports from people, but hearing it from you, Rich, as our investigative reporter, knowing you, knowing the kind of work you do, it is kind of freaky to hear you say that that you couldn't identify it. Describe it a little more. I mean, how big? And you know, when I think of a drone, you think of like the, you know, it's got the four. It's almost like a little helicopter with the four rotors. Are these not? Do these look different than that?
They look different. They almost look like a U-shaped or a V-shaped. They didn't make a sound. It was, you know, a couple 100 feet above us. They you just didn't know what you were looking at. It was moving across the sky very quietly, and we kept saying to each other, like Nick and I, like, what are we looking at? Like, are you getting the shot? And what the heck are we filming? There's a couple shots you can see where you can see that it's fixed wing, and it doesn't look like a plane. It almost looks like inverted. It sounds crazy as I say this now, Brian, like that's what you're seeing on the screen. That's what we were seeing right above our heads. And it happened till about 11:30 at night. And then it started to like die off. And I was like, we could stay out here all night, but I went to bed. This is my community. I've never seen these things in the sky over my community before. I went to bed thinking like, this is wild. These things are flying over our homes, over our residences. There's a military Earl, which is a munitions depot, just like about 1.5 miles behind me. They've reported sightings of these things above, and they said they're ready to take action.
Pause it for a bit because News Nation is pretty on it with their copyright, but they're killing it. They're killing coverage. But yeah, dude, I feel for Brian, Kevin McClure, or whatever his name is. I might try and get him in a space because I feel like he's a little shook up. Yeah, the beauty of the internet, guys. This like if we had this in the 1960s waves and stuff like that, think about how much cool information we would get. The historian in me is just like, gotta just document everything, even if it ends up being a psyop or some bullshit. Document as much as we can, as quickly as we can to when it happened, right? Let's play a little more.
If they need to. This is for naysayers out there, like, this is real.
So how many did you see at once, Rich? Was it just the one, or?
Well, no, I think we would see a couple at a time in various parts of the sky over this water. And we'd be like, oh, we didn't get the shot on that one. And they'd be like, well, wait, we'll just wait. You know, I'm sure there'll be another one. And sure enough, like one started creeping towards us. And it's like, it felt like I was in a bad sci-fi movie, like that it was just that I was placed in, but it involved my actual hometown. It was very, very surreal.
I mean, to hear you saying this, again, it just sort of hits me in a different way coming from you. Wow. I want to go to Dr. Ramsland now. Dr. Ramsland lives in Pennsylvania. If you ever told me that I would be asking Dr. Ramsland about drones flying near her home, and we usually talk to her about killers, I wasn't expecting this, but they said, Dr. Ramsland's seeing the drones. What
Dark foreshadowing there, bud.
What did you see?
A similar experience tonight. Actually, it started last night. We were hearing about them in New Jersey, and suddenly we're in eastern Pennsylvania. It's as if they migrated over. I called a couple of friends, and we were texting each other as we were all of us seeing them in different areas. And the one tonight, I saw one going west. It was red blinking lights like this one. Another one was coming toward it from the west going east. And then the westward one suddenly turned around and went into formation with the one going east, turned green. The lights turned green and then yellow. And it looked very much like what we're seeing here in these pictures.
Again, lots of reports of these things changing shape. I'm just telling you guys my thesis of what I've seen. Seems like whatever these things are, maybe like AI controlled or something like that. And it's like they're trying to mimic conventional craft. And this is something we witnessed in Colares, Brazil in 1977. I might play a little bit of that clip again in a bit, but it's like they're trying to mimic conventional craft, and then they don't just quite get it right, and they almost look like dumb versions of whatever they're trying to mimic. But lots of reports of these things shape shifting, changing shape. It's crazy. I'm gonna pull up another clip. I have someone saying it changes shape. Give me a moment here.
Have you ever seen anything like it, Dr. Ramsland? And are you sure it wasn't a plane?
It couldn't possibly be a plane. It was flying low. It's within 1/2 mile of me. There's no plane path at that point, and it didn't act like a plane. A plane can't turn that fast. And
All right, here's the clip I was talking about of someone shape-shifting. I think we're good on the News Nation bit for now, so we don't get copyright strike. There's lots of reports of shape-shifting, guys.
That's the one going up the shore.
Scott Ingenito was fishing Saturday at Island Beach State Park when he saw what he describes as lights brighter than stars forming over the horizon.
When they came toward the shore, it changed from a bright white light to a winged craft with flashing lights.
Doesn't seem to be possible.
When it came from the shore, it changed from a bright white light to a winged craft with flashing lights. And again, you know, I'm gonna play this one too. Let's Oh, you know what? Let's play this too. There's so much stuff going on, guys. Here we go. And, you know, people are, oh, that's fake. I don't know. I don't know, man. No.
And you got to be a lot more careful around them. And it really hasn't been until recently that technology has advanced to the point where we can do these kinds of things in these very, very tight spacing, very precious crops around us as we're navigating through and doing those pre and post harvest work.
That's Autonomy's co-founder and CEO Tim Hooper. For the last 40 years, the Ag Information Network has been a source of news for farmers and ranchers.
So yeah, see, I don't know. That could be real. That could be fake. Who the hell knows? Okay, let's do this. We're getting reports. People are also saying this is fake, but I don't know. I'm getting a lot of reports. I've been getting on these posts. I'm getting comments from people saying that like they also witnessed it themselves in New York, New Jersey. Allegedly, some of these things might be messing with radios. Let's just play it.
What the fuck?
Oh my fucking god, I'm freaking out.
All right, and that kind of reminds me of this clip that came out. This was early on. This was early reports of this out in.
It's in Morris County. So residents in Morris County tell me this has been happening every single night with the exception of Thanksgiving over the past few weeks. One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times. Then they say the clock went back to normal after they drove off. Witnesses also talk about the size of these drones.
Let's not forget the person we just interviewed today, Omer. He says one of these things beamed a light at him and that it interfered with his phone service when it did that. He also says that he has customers who are witnessing drones emitting some kind of mist towards the ground, which we've seen one video of. Now we have two separate reports, secondhand, of course, yes. But the government is absolutely lying. And, you know, I'm going to play this again, too, even though this one pissed a lot of people off. The UFOs apparently firing at the ground. I know, let's see. Okay. People are like, oh, that's a weapons test. The official community notes debunk for this is there was a weapons test in this exact area of New Jersey, but this was posted yesterday. Until I see a better debunk of this, I'm just going to keep this in the gray bin. But yeah.
Holy cow. That thing is completely stationary shooting.
Yeah. Okay. And again, the reason I'm kind of compelled to believe this is real because we've witnessed a lot of what we're seeing happen before in Colares, Brazil. when was the last time I played you guys my little Colares clip? Was it yesterday or the day before? I think I want to play it again a little bit. And then we're probably going to wrap up here soon. If there's anything else you guys want me to play, let me know. We're just kind of going through the big kind of events of the day. I did want to play. I was going to probably close out with we got the full extended audio of the one Oregon UFO reported from a few days ago or so. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, let me go. Actually, let's save the Colares one for maybe tomorrow, because I do want to intermix like some history with this stuff as we do these streams. I think that'll be kind of helpful. But let's do. I want to do this little history bit. This is a speech from J. Allen Hynek, who investigated UFOs for the Project Blue Book and the Air Force for 20 years, and he went kind of public that it was all a cover up and that these things are fucking real and blah blah blah. Let's watch this real quick. This is real short. This is from my documentary UFOs and Science. Go watch it. This edit I thought was pretty sick because it's like a combination. It's like a timeline of like the Blue Book era, and then it gets all artsy at the end. Let's see.
My role here today is that of reporter, to report to you on my score or so years of experience with UFO reports. Note that I don't say UFOs. I was asked in 1948 as an astronomer to review the UFO reports received by the Air Force to determine how many of them originated from misperceptions of astronomical objects. This consultancy continued across the years and gave me the chance to monitor the flow of UFO reports submitted to the Air Force and to observe the Air Force handling of the problem as first one, then another officer took charge of Project Blue Book. I became increasingly aware that the phenomenon of UFO reports not only persisted in this country, but in many areas over the world, and that it didn't disappear as one might expect a craze or a fad to disappear. And it began to concern me that if there were some worldwide compulsion to report strange things, why this particular subset of strange reports out of an infinite universe of possible strange reports? The degree of strangeness is certainly one dimension of a filtered UFO report. The higher the strangeness index, the more information elements which defy explanation in ordinary physical terms the report contains. For instance, there are more than 100 reports on record of UFOs that reportedly caused car ignition failures. A typical case runs something like this. Suddenly, as if from nowhere, a bright light appears. As it stops to hover over the car lights dim or fail, and the engine dies, the radio either stops and has a lot of static on it, and the windshield wipers stop. Often the occupants of the car report feeling hot and prickly. After a few minutes, the apparition leaves and the car returns to normal operation, but the witnesses often do not. The majority of such witnesses, contrary to popular belief, were originally highly skeptical about UFOs. Suddenly they had an experience which profoundly affected them, sometimes traumatically. Yet they know only too well that they will be targets for ridicule if they report, for as they confess, they've often in the past ridiculed others. So certain was the Air Force, at least publicly, that all UFO reports must represent normal things, that they saw no point to serious investigation. And most of the time that I acted as consultant of the Air Force, I repeatedly urged immediate reaction capability and proper scientific investigation with no avail. We have really here the crux of the problem. Neither you, as informed, active scientists, nor the public have access to this information. Unfortunately, you who may wish to be informed about UFOs must get your information in the intellectual alleys where it is written like forbidden words on the back fences of literature, the pulp magazines, the sensation, adventure, mystery, and sex magazines. There is in this country not one scientific journal in which I could publish a well-documented UFO case, and hence effectively violate the methodological criteria governing the advance of science, which, as he states, are: 1, it must be possible for new observational data to occur, that is, the existing conceptual framework of science, or the attitudes of scientists, must not rule out such new data a priori. 2, that the existing conceptual framework must allow new concepts, principles, laws, etc. to be formulated to interpret and explain the new observational data. Finally, may I say that although I know of no hypothesis that adequately covers the mountainous evidence, this should not, nor must not, deter us from following the advice of Schrödinger to be curious, capable of being astonished, and eager to find out. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, even in there, he talks about like the car interference thing that we're kind of witnessing, and that kind of actually brings me to this point. I wanted to show this. There we go. There we go. Boom. Okay, so this is on r/experiencers. I just followed a drone and had the craziest experience. I don't know what to think. I'm honestly terrified, and this seems weird. He says, "This is exactly what I saw." We'll play that. We'll open that up after. So this just happened. I'm incredibly shook up. Since the drone stuff started happening, I got curious and decided to go aim my Ring camera at the night sky. In the past, I had seen some orange orbs, so I thought I might catch something cool. I live on a lake in New Hampshire. I have a big view of the sky, so I end up catching many odd things on video night after night. Today, on my town Facebook page, somebody posted a picture of a big glowing light on the power lines and referred to it as a drone. I was so curious, so I decided to go out at about 11 p.m. and check out the area. I live in wooded areas live in the woods down a dirt road. Once I got out of the woods and into the paved road, I almost immediately spotted a red shape in the sky. It was one of these drones people have been seeing. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It was all red and shaped sort of like a satellite, small in the center with two big squares on the side. So it glowed bright red in the sky and blinked. I didn't see any green color coming from it, or white light either. I ditched my initial plan to go to the power lines and started aimlessly following this drone as best as I can down all these back roads. At some point, I noticed the yard of a farmhouse is all lit up, and after noticing that, I realized it's being lit up by a disc-shaped thing in the yard. It was a white, glowing like a round disc shape, kind of pie-shaped, and it was circling around this barn. I slowed down but didn't stop it. Moved around from the barn and like it was gonna go out on the road, and I panicked and sped up out of there. I'm still driving. I'm still driving, amazed at what I just saw, but scared. So I call my mom because I guess I'm a 32-year-old baby. She's basically like, "Yeah, right." So I'm like, "Dang, I need to go back for a pic." I felt a little nervous to go back, uh, but I was like, "F it, I need the pic." So I started recording as I drove back down. I did not capture anything on this recording, which is why I didn't post it. I have posted already, but I decided to delete it. I do not want to put the location out there. I'm literally just driving past street names and families' homes. Plus, I dropped the phone once I smelled the smell. When I got to that point, I saw the disc. I was hit with this insane smell. It was like a burning chemical smell, and it felt hot and made me very dizzy. I was so freaked out, but I kept a level head and I just kept driving and trying to focus on the road. It was terrifying, and the smell was encompassing. I really can't relay to you how strong it was, and I'm pretty concerned about my health right at this very moment. So I keep driving, absolutely panicked on the inside, and I'm finally turning back onto my road when I see what looks like a haze in the road, and then bam, I'm hit again with the smell, heat, and dizziness. I can't believe how close to home that was, and I'm terrified. I don't know what to think of this. As I said in the beginning, I've seen orange orbs around the lake before, and at one point I had gone down a rabbit hole on ball lightning. Recently, I started thinking about that again with all the UAP stuff because somehow the videos, pictures coming out of the drones kind of remind me of it. I just posted a video about a plasma ball based life on High Strangers, and I really think that's the crux of what this is based on what I saw and smell. Plasma creates ozone, and I think that's what I was smelling. At least I really hope so. I don't know what else to say. The last paragraph is just speculation on my part. I'm really disturbed and never want to smell that smell again. I currently have a headache and sore throat, jaw. I'd go to the ER now, but that would mean driving back out of the woods, and I'm not doing that again. He eventually goes to the ER. Here's his update. Update. I went to urgent care and I feel like an idiot because I started sobbing as soon as I was telling the nurse why I was there. I just said I drove through a weird smelling gas that burned my throat and lungs. So they did a chest x ray and they said it's clear. The radiologist seemed nice and chill, so I confessed to her I had followed one of those drones. And she had no idea what I was talking about, but was nice about it, lol. They said just to monitor the symptoms, and if they get worse, come back. So you know what? Actually, maybe we will end with the Colares thing, and we'll save the pilot testimony for tomorrow, because that, I think, especially after reading that and seeing some of the testimonies we got from Omer that he was hit with the blast. You know, we got the testimony from Omar's customer who says that she's witnessed these things ejecting some kind of mist. We'll just kind of remind ourselves that what we're seeing is not new. This happened in 1977 in Colares, Brazil. Very well documented case. It's one of the first videos ever made when I got into the topic because I saw like how well documented this case was. Yeah, I think we'll just kind of watch this, and then we'll close it out. We'll save the air traffic control thing for tomorrow. Okay, here's where the sightings began. Now, tell me what from here, this happened in 1977, Colares, Brazil, sounds familiar to what we're seeing in New Jersey and around the country. Initially, the first reported sightings of UFOs in Colares were from fishermen returning to shore after work. They reported seeing luminescent orbs flying towards the shore from the sea. These orbs were multiple different colors, ranging from red, orange, yellow, blue, and green. Other UFOs that were reported were more mechanical in nature. And some UFOs people didn't even know how to classify because they were so strange. They were reported flying erratically in ways not possible. That sound familiar? They don't even know how to classify because it's. I'm telling you guys, it's some kind of AI that's attempting to mimic what we are, and then it just it just messes up and looks like like a dumb version of it. From planes or helicopters. A 44-year-old fisherman named Manuel João de Oliveira Filho would say of one of his early encounters that he saw what looked like an umbrella-shaped object hovering 13 feet off of the ground. It then shot a vivid white light into the ground and moved away silently. A carpenter named João Dias Costa and a fisherman named João de Cruz Silva reported seeing luminous spheres that would fly and occasionally swoop down close to the ground. A resident named Sebastião Wernick Miranda was quoted as saying, "I was there with my wife Palmira in front of the church on the seafront when at about 8 p.m. we saw an intensely vivid orangish light coming from the sea towards the town. As it approached, it climbed and then moving rapidly vanished towards the inner part of the island. At first these UFOs seemed odd, but harmless, and the townsfolk were intrigued. But soon, the UFOs would take on a different nature. Pretty soon, these UFOs began to focus their attention on the residents of Colares and began harming them on the streets and even in their homes. Some of the common things these UFOs allegedly began doing to people was stunning them, leaving them paralyzed, shooting light beam rays at them that hurt and burnt the victims. Some reported being pricked and feeling like something was inserted into them. And lastly, some reported that it felt like these UFOs were sucking their blood. This earned them the nickname Chupa Chupa, which... Oh, so fortunately, we're not there yet. But what we have seen, those early reports of the fishermen sounds just like what the congressman reports of the U.S. Coast Guard reporting. These orbs coming in out from the ocean to here. We already have multiple reports now. We got the first actually that I've seen enter where we did today. Shouts out Omer. The first ever report of somebody saying like this thing shot a light beam at me. Right? Let's should we maybe go back to that and just remind everyone that happened today. This thing shot a light beam at me. Where are we at? Here we go.
The lights at me. Some of them beamed the lights at me. Like there's like
Some
a
of
white
them beamed
light.
their lights at you. The drone.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was just like it was like a craft. It looks like a drone, and then like the white light looks like a spotlight, and it just aimed it right at me. And then the spotlight turned off.
Where were you, in your room or outside?
In my kitchen window. That's where I took that video.
Oh, so the video up in the nest is filmed from your kitchen window?
Yes. And every night I see them. Literally, my mom's seeing them right now. I just talked to her. She sees them right now. And my smoke shop, by the way, I have a smoke shop. Maybe if some customer comes, I'll have.
So yeah, and remember, people are like, oh, honestly, guys, and time will tell. But like, if you really think this is all the U.S. government, we got some pretty big problems on our hands, which I'm open to it being. But I'm leaning more and more towards NHI, dude. There's just too many. There's around too many states. Our government's literally telling us they don't know that nothing's wrong. Remember, remind you, this is what we're being told.
Let me calm those nerves. We have not seen anything unusual. We have not seen any unusual activity. We know of no threat. We know of no nefarious activity. I want to repeat that.
So yeah, if you guys want to believe this administration that told you that Biden, that the videos of Biden, getting lost and stuff, they said that those were deep fakes like 2 weeks before he debated Trump, and then he had to back out because everyone was like, yo, no, this is too bad. If you want to believe this administration and that what we're seeing is totally normal, by all means, go for it, guys. Nobody is forcing you to do anything here. We're all in this together. We're all learning together. I think I'm probably going to close it up there. Yeah, we're going to save the extended audio of the Oregon pilot. But I did want to, yeah, we'll play it tomorrow. But I do want to remind you guys, like, what I heard back channel is that U.S. military drones were dispatched from Camp Pendleton to intercept the UFO seen in Oregon, and that 2 of them didn't return. Take that how you will. I don't know. We're being told by our government that they haven't tried engaging these. I doubt that. Does anybody believe that the United States of America has not tried engaging the unknown objects flying above their skies for over a month? Does anybody believe that? No. They 100% have, and in my opinion, they were unsuccessful, and they don't know what to do with that information. What do you guys do with that information? Let's put ourselves in their shoes. You have something flying over the skies. You don't know what it is. You've tried to engage it. Every time you even try and get close, it just absolutely wrecks your like state-of-the-art drone that you just spent like $800 billion developing. Like, what do you do there? Who knows? Who knows, guys? Well, that's it for the stream today. Thank you so much. Lots of fun. I'm glad you guys are all here. We're going to be here probably back tomorrow. And yeah, probably going to be doing it every night until this kind of dies down. This might, and again, you know, we'll see. I'm definitely going to try and go out to New Jersey, but who knows? There's like stuff's kind of popping up closer towards me. Like I said yesterday, I'm about 5 hours away from the Oregon one and about 5 hours away from the Temecula one. So maybe I'll just drive out to one of those coming up here shortly. But yeah, hope everyone has a great, hope everyone has a great evening. Let's send it some a nice little meme. This is what it's like out in Jersey again. Shouts out to New Jersey.